Hello celestial beings, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Celeste Simone, and here on my channel I offer spiritual guidance to empower my celestial beings and heart-centered energy healing to help you align with your higher self. I do offer energy healing through the readings as I am guided to do so. So if that is something that you are interested in and that you might enjoy, please consider hitting that subscribe button and joining our family of celestial beings. I am back with another pick a card reading for you guys, and I am so excited to be finally doing my readings again on my channel. I'm going to try to pick up the pace again and do at least one weekly, if not more, if I can. As many of you know, I have been away and I have not been able to do readings because I did just recently have double jaw surgery. So if I do sound different, it is because I'm still healing from that. It has been about over 3 months, a little over 3 months. I'm still swollen actually. I still have a lot of numbness, and I also still have braces and everything going on too. So it's kind of a struggle to talk for long periods of time, which is why it really did take me so long to post another video. But thank you so much to everybody who's been super supportive, commenting on my videos that are still out there, and just reaching out, letting me know that you can't wait to see another one of my videos again. I appreciate that so much, and really I would totally have been doing this sooner if it wasn't for what a slow recovery process double jaw surgery really is. I'm getting there and I am doing really well considering, but that's not what this reading is about. We're going to dive into some pregnancy messages for the month of May. So if you're as excited as I am to find out what messages about fertility and pregnancy your spirit guides have for the month of May, then go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up and let's dive into these piles. Pile number 1 is the Labradorite Moonstone. Pile number 2 is the Rose Quartz, and pile number 3 is the Chevron Amethyst. My quick disclaimer on all my pregnancy readings is that I read pregnancy messages as an energy and a manifestation, so I don't offer any actual medical advice. I'm not a doctor, but I am going to see if the messages surrounding pregnancy or the energy being put out there for pregnancy, fertility, all that is represented in the reading. And any other messages or suggestions that come through, please use your own discretion and also take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Of course, if this is a sensitive reading for you and you may be triggered by yes or no answers, this may not be the best reading for you. And I only say that because I do only want the highest good, and you know, I want the best for all of you guys. So I don't want my readings to cause any triggers or anything like that. So just use your own discretion. And you know, if it's too sensitive of a topic, totally understand. Click away. Maybe another reading is better for you. But now's your opportunity to take a look at each one of these piles and find out which pile or pile does most resonate with you, which one you are drawn to. Maybe there's one, maybe there's two. Once you have found your pile or piles, you can head on down into the description box below where I've posted the timestamps for each one of these readings. Also, stay tuned if you aren't subscribed. If this is the first reading that you are seeing with me, I am planning on also doing some spirit baby messages for the month of May. So that might be a reading that is a little less triggering than, you know, pregnancy readings can be. So you might want to hit that subscribe button and wait for one of those readings to come out as well. Let's not waste any more time. I'm going to stop chatting away and I will see you over at your reading. Hello beautiful celestial beings who chose pile number 1. I have a pile right here with the Labradorite Moonstone on it. I am actually noticing I'm having a little bit of allergies. Are you guys getting that too? I might sound a little weird because I definitely have some allergies, so I apologize about that. I do want to mention we're going to dive into the tarot cards first, so we'll start with those in this pile, then I'm going to pull some oracle cards. But be sure to stay to the end of the reading because I will be pulling some of these angel answers cards where we ask directly, you know, is pregnancy taking place in May for this group? So if you want that kind of yes or no question, I will be doing that as the final draw. Of course, all the messages still apply leading up to that final answer because, you know, this is a general reading, so some stuff may apply to some more than others, but you get the idea. We'll see what messages do come through with that. But in the meantime, let's dive into your pile of tarot cards, and I will let's set your stone aside right over here. All right, so we're gonna start with the tarot cards. Oh, I'm so excited. I haven't done this in so long, but I have been reading tarot cards a lot. So, okay. We have the Queen of Swords, so I'm not that rusty, basically. All right, we have the Chariot. We have the Three of Wands. The King of Cups in reverse. And lastly, we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So I do read them, I flip them over so that they're facing you, and I read them as they face you guys. So that's why we're seeing the Four of Pentacles and King of Cups in reverse. I am getting the energy, you know, it may be difficult financially to move forward with pregnancy the way it stands right now, because what I'm seeing is that there's new information coming in. We see that a clear direction is opening up for you. An opportunity is on the horizon for you that's coming through. And there's actually a lot of action being taken in the month of May as it pertains to pregnancy. So this could be something where you are moving forward with whatever, maybe there's a treatment, for example, if I were to relate this directly to pregnancy. We'll pull a card too, because I have more tarot cards to kind of confirm as well, maybe what is propelling you forward. But this month is a month of action for you, for really getting answers, getting information that you need in order to move forward. So if you've been feeling stagnant in that area of life, you may find that the aspect of pregnancy that has been stagnant for you, so maybe it's finding a partner. Everybody's kind of, I find with these readings, everybody's kind of in a different stage of their pregnancy journey. So that's why this could pertain to you in a different way. So definitely take what resonates and apply that. But that area where that almost feels like, hey, what direction should I go in? Is this the right partner for me, for example? Maybe that's been on your mind. Answers are being given to allow you to take quick, swift action so you can move forward in the right direction. Also, I do feel, you know, with the Three of Wands, something's kind of coming to you. It's almost like you collide with what you need to know and to have in order to move forward. The Four of Pentacles and the King of Cups, though, are kind of saying that financially, is there something holding you back? Do you feel a little restricted? Maybe there's some healing that has to take place in order for you to really fully commit or like fully go forward. I feel as though there's something that is being released as well at like an internal level, so that you can actually like move forward with this. I'm also hearing apprehension. That's kind of the word that's coming to mind when I'm seeing this kind of combination for you. Is there's a bit of apprehension based on past scenarios. There's a little apprehension, so that could slow you down a bit is what I'm hearing. So that doesn't mean that it's wrong or bad, that you're exactly where you need to be, but you may find that that holds you back a little bit from just diving head first, which could be a good thing too, because you don't want to rush into anything, you know, without really trusting your intuition and your guidance. But I do feel that this is going to be a healing process for you to allow you to move forward in ways where you felt like stunted or stuck. Again, because you guys could be in so many different stages, this could look different for everyone. Maybe it's, you know, meeting with a particular doctor and gaining insights at that medical level. But it also could be for some of you that you are, you know, finding the perfect home or neighborhood for yourself, you know, for you and your family to maybe start a family or to get pregnant. But there's something that you are able to really clearly see what is ahead. So the future might have so far been a little cloudy. You might be a little unsure about it. In May, it's almost like the clouds are parting. You're able to see, okay, this is the destination. This is where I'm going. And maybe that also for some of you means May isn't the time, you know. It's going to be clear for you though what you are needing to move forward in. So again, this is the energy of maybe coming out of a stuck feeling with a particular area of your life where you're not really sure because it's not clear what step to move forward in. You're gaining that insight. You're going to actually, it's almost going to come to you. It's like you realize, hey, this is what I really want. And now I see it on the horizon. Now I can see it coming to me, and I'm actually going to head towards it. You know, I'm rushing towards it with the chariot card, heading towards that now with confidence, and these kind of like apprehensions or fears or things that maybe, oh, I wasn't sure of, those are falling away and actually integrating and healing at an energetic level to allow you to move forward. So yeah, that is really, for many of you, going to be key this month for you to move forward with fertility and pregnancy. So I'm going to pull some more cards. I like to pull some clarifying cards with tarot, other tarot decks. So this is my anime tarot deck. Let's see. I'd love to know if there's a particular area or anything that I'm missing from this. Okay, so we have the Emperor. This is actually, yeah, very strong card for this type of a reading with the Emperor. To me, this is planting roots. This is actually long-term success and long-term foundation for you to create that family life and dynamic that you're really looking for. This is a time in your life where you are, you know, in the month of May, you are going to know what you want and how to start it. You may already have this plan in place, and you start executing it in May to create this foundation, this structure in your life that you can build upon, versus something that is gonna only, you know, fall away or not last very long. I feel like you are on a trajectory towards something that is going to last long. We have the Hierophant, a lot of major arcana cards. The Hierophant is telling me that there's also a spiritual side to this, spiritual structure to this, like this combination. And also with this masculine energy, you're like stepping it up and taking the action. It's another thing where it's like, this is concrete. You may even be meeting maybe that significant other who's going to be the long-term partner, but maybe you have apprehensions about past relationships. You know, this person is stepping up and coming through for you. It could be your current partner really stepping up and, you know, helping in the situation as well to help move you forward, either in like financial circumstances. There's like support coming in for you to allow pregnancy to happen in whatever way, you know, that appears for you. Okay, I'm not seeing any. The other thing I do want to, okay, we do have the Empress coming through as well. We have Knight of Swords. I'm just gonna, I know Five of Pentacles is flip for you, but I feel as though this is all connected. Okay, we have the Empress and the Fool. Wow, a lot of major arcana again. So what I'm hearing, we have Knight of Swords. There's somebody in the situation, I do feel, who has like brought in financial conflict, or maybe there's even some kind of like financial loss that has happened that is making it difficult for you to kind of envision being able to start a family. For some of you, it could be connected again to the finance aspect of things, or maybe not being able to afford certain care or options that are out there. I feel like you're resolving that this month. We do have the Empress, so that is giving me pregnancy vibes for this month. There's this sense with the Fool of maybe there's some unknown because of finances as well. For many of you, that may be kind of what's holding you back or giving this apprehension energy. I feel as though there's a fresh beginning this month that allows you to move forward, that allows you to start planning. And it's almost, I mean, with the Empress and the Emperor, it's almost like you're teaming up and you're able to resolve this. Maybe you're teaming up with your partner or just balancing things out in your life so that this is no longer going to be an option, a problem, and options are going to open up for you. Also, I would say too, is open to the possibility of another option. There's always this feeling of like, well, I can only do this one thing, but I can't afford it. Therefore, it's not, you know, I can't do anything. There's another option on the horizon coming through. Maybe there's financial assistance or, you know, something that you didn't know could help you is coming on the horizon to really give you that opportunity to move forward with it. So yeah, I would definitely say like the finances seem to be a minor inconvenience in the grand scheme of things, and that's going to become apparent this month. Like you're gonna actually I mentioned the clouds kind of like partying, and you see the answers. Seeing another possibility to explore, to move forward with, to keep with that momentum going. There's going to be momentum this month in May. So I would definitely say, like, be open to kind of like a fresh start, be open to an opportunity, something that you just didn't even consider before, like revealing itself with the Three of Wands this month. So awesome, super exciting. Let's switch gears and do our oracle cards. What other messages? Okay. We have clarity. That's what how many times, right? Like, did I mention the clouds partying so that you gain clarity? And that, that again, you know, brings me back to why we're seeing the Queen of Swords, why she came out first. That's clarity. Banish the fog of illusion, that fog. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's what I was seeing. Open your eyes to the truth. Remember the perfection of who you are. So that's a beautiful message, but it also confirms what, you know, I was saying, that this month brings clarity, and also the importance of remembering to kind of be open. Remember that there are answers out there, and if you're open, you can receive them. And especially this month, you are receiving answers to help you banish that fog of confusion, illusion, misdirection. You know, you're gaining clarity on all of that. So we also have metamorphosis wanted to come through with the butterfly. So hopefully that, there we go, is clear for you guys. We have trust the process and be patient. Becoming cannot be rushed. Change is beautiful. So maybe, you know, the cards are acknowledging it can be really frustrating playing the waiting game, or have, you know, being forced to be patient all the time when you just want to find this solution. So this is a reminder that, you know, the change is coming. Enjoy the change, enjoy the process as best as you can. You know, a message is coming through that I was thinking about actually last night, which was that as much as we think about the future and our goals and how excited we are for things to come and what we are creating and what we can't wait to receive and bring into our lives, there's things about today that we would miss if they went away, you know, in the future. If we're at that future point in time, we think back at this time and we say, oh, I missed when, you know, things were easier with, or I was with my partner, or I was, you know, spending time at this particular place with them and had this beautiful moment. Like, there is a kind of like a double-edged sword where it's like you're hoping and wishing for better times in the future, you know, better. But then once we get there, if we don't spend enough time thinking about how much we're enjoying the things that we do have right now, we miss not being present for them. You know, it's like there is going to be a time in the future where something right now that we do have will no longer exist. And as sad as that is, I know that not like hearing myself say it out loud, it sounds sad, but it's also a good reminder to like enjoy the process and say, you know, okay, the future is coming. In the future, yes, I will reach those goals. I will attain what I'm aiming for. But right now, like, what would I miss if it went away? And that way you can appreciate it more. I guess is, you know, what I'm going for is like appreciating that now and saying like, wow, like this I really love. So the card here is a reminder that, you know, what right now can you enjoy as you are doing your best to be patient. And yeah, it doesn't make that any easier, I'm sure, but it can kind of remind us like what is right now and maybe help us more accept like the present. All right, we have strength as the final one for this oracle deck. Ooh, come on. Okay, yeah. Awesome. So I'll read this one for you guys. You have courage. You can endure. Find your center and spiral into your power. So currently, group one, I'm almost sensing that there's a bit of a delay, that maybe May isn't going to be pregnancy, but this path that you are on is bringing clarity. You know, there's patience needed, and that's kind of what's giving me a more slower process. You know, it's not like pregnancy maybe will happen immediately for everybody this month, but there's a lot of encouragement here about being able to have come this far in your journey and knowing that patience will pay off, and part of this process is creating a metamorphosis within you and teaching you, giving you new understandings about yourself, about life, and guiding you, guiding you and helping you. And I hesitate like saying those things because it's kind of like, it's still unfair that we're not getting, the things that we're looking for. And it's hard to say, well, oh, going through and enduring is worth it, because like almost like we're getting lessons and stuff. But in the moment, it's hard to say that, like, oh, I'm so grateful to have learned these lessons, when it just can feel very unfair. So I want to acknowledge both aspects of this message too, is that not that it's easy, but there's confirmation here of, and recognition and validation for you, group one, that you have been going through a lot, that you've been learning and growing through this process, and how impressive that is as you are continuing to kind of be patient and reassuring you that, you're on the right track. And that spirit is here for you. I feel that from this message. Okay, let's check the Moonology deck for the energies related to pregnancy for the month of May for my group ones. See, what do we have? Messages either that I'm missing, that my group ones need to hear right now, and also kind of the energy behind this. Oop. Surrender. And this is a full moon as well. Surrender to the divine. Very pregnancy, when I see the full moon as well, the moon is directly related to fertility. So this may be a month of kind of just trusting in the process again, where we're seeing a delay, but there's really nothing that can be done per se. You're waiting for that third one to come in on the horizon to bring more information to you so that you can gain clarity. I am feeling that clarity energy too from the full moon, the full picture. The brightness of the full moon is bringing light to the situation. We also have meditate and contemplate. And this is a new moon in Pisces. There's definitely a connection here to your intuitive side, your intuition, your feminine energy within you. And we saw that with the Hierophant as well, where we're grounding almost like our spiritual path. Okay, this one wants to come in. And we have luck is on your side with new moon in Sagittarius. So this is a lucky month for my group ones. I feel as though you have a spirit guide guiding you very clearly. There's healing that's happening to heal. You may even find a lot of emotional release this month on the full moon, so around the full moon as well. You might want to set some intentions around the full moon. This process is at a very energetic and spiritual level, that you are releasing some energy, and all the other, there's things happening at the surface level in our lives, and there's also our energetic level, our soul level, and what's kind of going on there. I feel that these cards do kind of point towards that you find good luck, you find clarity, you find this information, this direction to keep moving forward in, and at a spiritual energetic level, you kind of are able to accept, to release some either burden that you're putting on yourself, responsibility that you're putting on yourself that really is up to the divine now. So letting that go is going to be very healing for you, letting go of your control of the situation, in the sense that maybe you've been blaming yourself for not doing more, or whatever you're holding yourself accountable for, that really you should not have to bear that burden. There's a lot of messaging here to me of kind of letting that go, releasing that, allowing that to be. That may come, you may even find yourself kind of being more meditative this month, contemplating things and then taking action intuitively. I do hear that, is that like you're taking this action from an intuitive space of letting the divine guide you. So that's a beautiful message that came through. Thanks to your spirit guides for letting me share those messages. Let's finish up this reading with the Angel Answers card. We're going to ask just directly. Again, this is a difficult question to ask the cards because it is a general reading, but usually messages do come through that can be helpful. So let's see for our group ones, the general energy. Are we seeing pregnancy for the month of May? We see opportunity. That's okay. So not a definite answer for pregnancy. This one also wanted to come through, and it makes perfect sense. We have perfect timing. This opportunity is revealing itself to you. Remember, Three of Wands on the horizon coming to you. It is revealing itself with perfect divine timing. So I'm, you know, let this go, this burden go. Allow divine timing to work for you in your favor. Release, relax, and know that your patience does not go unnoticed, that your strength does not go unnoticed, and you will be rewarded this month with these opportunities that you know, maybe you have to go through X, Y, and Z in order to end up where you are right now, but it is all happening in perfect timing. And I do feel like you'll have to come back and comment and let me know what this is, but I feel like when you receive it, you're gonna be like, wow, this really had to have happened in this order or at this exact moment in order for, you know, in order for the full picture to be revealed, in order for everything to fall into place. So group one, I'm so excited for you for May. Let me know, did this already happen for you? I know my reading's coming a little late for May, but I still wanted to get these messages to you guys. And I am so excited to be back. I hope to see you back again soon on one of my next readings. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, comment down below, even if just to let me know that you chose this pile. I would love to know. Otherwise, that's going to do it for this one. Hope to see you back again soon, but bye for now. Hello, celestial beings who chose pile number 2. I have your pile right here with the rose quartz on it. So we are going to dive into your tarot cards first. I'll set your stone aside right there. And then at the end, we're going to ask the yes or no questions. Make sure you stick around for the end, where we'll ask directly for the angel answer cards about pregnancy specifically this month in May. So yeah, so stick around for that. This is a general reading, so, you know, yes or no questions can go different ways, but just keep in mind that all the messages combine for your complete message, so definitely take what resonates in that sense. So let's dive into your tarot cards first, and I will be reading these facing you, so that's why I'm flipping them the way I am, so that you guys see them. We have Seven of Swords, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Pentacles, the Moon card, and lastly, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Okay, this pile, I definitely am, I'm getting pregnancy vibes. I get the sense that some of you are already pregnant when watching this reading. You know, the Moon card in this case is very much letting me know. I feel like pregnancy either has already happened for you guys. If so, congratulations. And if not, I do feel that this is kind of, you know, pretty close. But there is other messages in here that want to come through. I feel as though maybe in some ways you've been avoiding telling someone, or you've been kind of avoiding thinking about pregnancy. It's been almost difficult, I feel, for you to like focus and work on things or get things done and be practical. You might even find maybe you're feeling like your health has been suffering because of it, and that's why you've been avoiding like dealing with certain things, because you're just kind of focusing on your health, which would be important, of course. I do feel, you know, the Page of Cups, the Page of Pentacles in the center here, and the Seven of Cups. You know, in some ways it feels like you might feel out of options, or maybe you feel as though you want to pursue something. There's like this feeling of running out of options, or not really sure what direction to take, feeling like you only have one option. I feel as though, you know, and because of that, it could be that the pregnancy is maybe making you rethink your options, or not really being hopeful for what is an option. I feel as though you are kind of taking a first step though, and it's almost like you need to kind of just take a step back and know that what you are working on, even though maybe it feels like you can't, you're almost like, I can't do enough, like I'm overwhelmed. and therefore you might feel unproductive, but you're really not. It's almost hard for you to figure out what to do next, and maybe needing to kind of like do a reorganization of what's the priority, I guess. Like, you know, like take a deep breath. It's okay that maybe you're not doing as many things, or that maybe you feel like you're getting behind on a lot of stuff. Like, you know, just like this could even just be like work stuff or tasks and errands and things like I feel as though maybe you're being a little hard on yourself, and like, don't be so hard on yourself for not doing as much. This could be directly related to pregnancy, but it also could just be kind of where you're feeling a little overwhelmed in May, or stressed about that. There's also something you're avoiding talking about. And this could also be the time to kind of step away from something that, or like a conversation, like almost, I feel as though you're kind of stepping away, or not wanting to like confront taking all of this on almost, you know, because it's like, oh, I can't deal with this right now. Like, there's too much. Like, I'm feeling overwhelmed, and I'm drawn to her kind of being underwater, and just kind of, in this case, like for this particular reading, even though maybe the moon doesn't always represent this, but in this reading, I'm kind of feeling as though you feel a little underwater, you know, like you're trying to make sense of things, but it's too overwhelming right now. So let's pull a couple cards. I do feel as though maybe, as much as the cards want to acknowledge feeling this way, they're also giving me very much, a lot came out for that one. We're gonna keep shuffling. But with the Page of Pentacles being in the center, I feel as though it's very important for you to just take this one, just to start this one thing, and not feel that you are missing out. I think it's important to know you're not missing out just because you're not doing all the things. Maybe you felt like you had to choose one, and you didn't want to miss out on the others, but you were forced to just choose this one thing. I feel like this is just the beginning of some positive growth, and you're not necessarily missing out. That's what I'm hearing. We have Three of Swords. So yeah, it's almost like something is getting in the way of things. Having to make this choice, or choosing of one thing, maybe feels like you missed out. We have the Hierophant. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. So I don't know. So for some of you, this message is coming through. It's very specific. I don't feel like this is the whole group. I don't know if there was a marriage that either ended, or that it, you know, is, maybe you were going to get married and that didn't work out. But this kind of conflict, and again, this is only some of you. I feel like this message is just specific to some of you. I feel as though this is working out for you guys in a cycle. Like, I almost feel like you're moving out of this cycle. I'm feeling that with this wheel as well. We have a lot of this full moon cycle. You're moving out of this. It just doesn't seem that way right now. Like, it feels like you're so overwhelmed that taking the first step and taking the action is difficult. Now remember that energy does work in cycles, so you're not going to be in this energy. I'm just going to move these cards a little higher so you can see them. No, we're never in any one energy forever. We're always constantly cycling and working through things, and spiraling and expanding and learning and growing. So remember that although it feels like you're stuck, you're shifting into actually a very lucky time, a very fortunate time. For those of you who maybe are seeing conflict in maybe there's wedding plans that are just like driving you crazy, like, you know, and maybe it's pregnancy plans and figuring that out. Maybe it's family and trying to meet the expectations and traditions of family. Like, if you are, for example, for some people, doing the whole baby shower and all these parties and all these events and trying to be the perfect parent, perfect mom, perfect dad, all of these things, maybe it's just driving you crazy, you know, and the tradition, because, you know, the Hierophant fell out in reverse. He represents these traditions and sticking to religious plans and trying to meet expectations. Maybe it's just too much, you know. And I think the acknowledgement of this by the card, like through the cards, is trying to let you know that just focusing on one thing, just, you don't have to meet all these expectations. And I almost feel as though the message coming through, especially with the Page of Pentacles being right at the center, is like, hey, if you get one thing done, if you start one project, like, you are golden, you're doing great, you've got a lot on your plate, you know, this isn't a failure, this isn't, you know, a laziness thing by any means. Maybe you are in a cycle of like, I'm overwhelmed, I cannot do it all. Let's see what other advice comes through too for my group 2s. What else, you know, am I missing something here? We have strength. Man, you know, this takes a lot of energy out of you. It takes a lot of strength to overcome this. Again, strength comes out as like an acknowledgement that like, you're killing it. Like, you are going through a time period, a cycle of energy that is tough, that you're toughing out, you're doing great at. I want to just hype you up because the cards are saying, you know, they're acknowledging like, yeah, there's a lot right now. Things are going to work out great. I feel with the Wheel of Fortune, like I said, you're actually moving into a very lucky time for you energetically. And it's almost like a trust in the process kind of a thing. When we see like 8 of Swords and Wheel of Fortune, it's kind of like, well, you might be a little stuck right now in the sense that you're not really sure what to tackle first, what direction to go in. It may feel like there is no direction, but to me, with the Page of Pentacles, it almost feels like a snowball effect where like you take one step forward and then you're able to take another step and another, and you know, you gain momentum that way, but it's baby steps. It's baby steps with this. You might still feel in this energy of like, I still don't want to even like deal with this right now. So to kind of get yourself out of that, it may be helpful just to take that little step forward. There's also somebody here with the Knight of Swords. Let's see what the Knight of Swords is helping with this situation, or maybe hurting this. Oh my gosh, we got the King of Swords. There may be some masculine energy too that's offering or inserting themselves, inserting in opinions, I feel like, that are, I don't get a good feeling when about them. So you may feel like that's who you don't want to have these conversations with anymore. Maybe their opinions are just making things harder. So it is important to kind of take care of yourself, do the best that you can, and make the decision that's best for you right now, to protect your health. And also know that maybe they are, you know, the cards are kind of calling them out a little bit, that there are some people around you that are being a little harsh, a little critical, and that's not fair, because you're strong. You are a strong person. Like, you're doing the best that you can with your energy levels, with what you have to work with. So I do want to acknowledge that. Maybe there aren't negative people in your life offering this, but maybe there's just this mental kind of conflict or mental feeling of criticism that you really don't deserve. Like, you're doing well, okay? Yeah, I feel like let's move to the Oracle cards next for some further messages. Make sure I'm covering everything. See if I'm missing anything for my group 2s. Okay, we have Destiny. Acknowledge your mission, align with your purpose. You have gifts to share with the world. Okay, Destiny, this is connecting for me. This is connecting for me with Destiny back to the Wheel of Fortune card, where I said, you know, energy cycles and fate a lot with the Wheel of Fortune, as well as fate. So I mentioned too, I'm kind of being brought back to when we were talking about you're not missing out. I feel as though you're being moved into a direction to take these first steps forward, because it is your destiny and you are right where you need to be. I feel like you might maybe be doubting that lately. You might be questioning, am I really aligned with what I'm supposed to be doing because of all these other options I could be doing, but instead I'm doing this and I might be missing out on other things. I feel that this card directly relates to that, in that it's saying you're right where you need to be, right? Like you're and if you feel, you know, if you're like, no, that's not right, and my intuition is telling me no, I feel this card is encouraging you to align, to kind of question, okay, what does that look like then? You know, what aligns me? Maybe you're always where you need to be, but maybe you're in a place that's trying to guide you forward to, like you have to get to this moment to then align yourself in a different way. But you have to kind of see from this perspective in order to get there. So this card urges you to align with your gifts and your purpose, but not in a way that you feel as though, oh, that's interesting. Not in a way that you feel as though you are maybe overwhelmed. Like I feel as though being overwhelmed is kind of a feeling that's forcing you to take a pause and realign, right? Like pause and then reassess everything in order to start this, in order to get started. Again, on this one thing, we have anticipation. Something wonderful is happening, changes in the air. Open yourself to blessings on their way. So this is like anticipation. Like you might feel as though you're ready to start, but you have to wait. It could also be pregnancy. Maybe you're ready to become a parent. There's anticipation about this whole thing happening for you, but you have to wait a little longer. The reason you're feeling the anticipation and the excitement is because you know what you were meant for is coming. Maybe it's not in your like line of sight yet, like maybe you can't see it or know what it is yet, but you just feel it coming. And this is confirming for you, like that feeling is there because you are aligning with your destiny. It's coming in. Or it could be, you know it's happening, and all that anticipation is your confirmation for you that you're on the right path. Okay. Whoop, got one more from this. Reconciliation. Now we do have the card in this deck that has the mom and her babies. So this is confirming for me. I thought this group, aligned with pregnancy very much so. So that's kind of a confirmation as well. It says, remember the source of love. A loving action is all you need to begin the process. Oh my gosh. It says, reach out with a simple first step. I am getting chills because that is the key message for this group. A simple first step, a simple loving first step, an action that comes from a place of love and alignment is all you need. Okay, so I think this group is just a reminder that you may feel like there's so much happening, so much to do. Really hone in on giving yourself a break and focus on the simple first steps, just the baby steps. Take out everything else, take out all the static. Anything else that is not the priority can wait. That's what, that can all wait. That'll probably even fall into place for you. Seeing this energy, everything, it's all gonna fall into place for you. I feel like simplification, that's it. Simplify your life right now and focus on just one thing at a time. Okay, you won't miss out. You're not gonna miss out on anything. It'll work out. I feel that way for this group. Okay, let's see. We're gonna pull some Moonology cards. We have show the world the real you. Maybe you're trying to meet the expectations of other people. I mentioned some critical, other people being a little critical. Maybe they want you to work more and it's like, I can't do it. That could be the case. Or maybe you feel expectations to be doing more. Show the world the real you. The Aquarius energy is not afraid, like they're not afraid to speak their mind, to be different, to maybe go against the grain because it's right for them. So I feel like that Aquarian energy coming through for you so that you can really, you know, be the real you versus trying to meet others' expectations. We have it's time to take action. So we do have, this is action, but like I said, this is baby step action, okay? This is some simple steps. And you know, the Seven of Swords, I'm getting reminded of this card as well, which is like, yeah, something maybe you've been avoiding something, and it's really just time to like take the first action in a way that is not going to be overwhelming, or in a way that is going to be in the focused direction versus like feeling scattered and overworked. We have a personal issue reaches resolution with the full moon in Cancer. So there's some emotional resolution happening. This could be between you and, again, like, I almost feel as though by taking action, by speaking your truth and being honest, you're gonna be able to kind of just like resolve this and stand in your power. And however that looks, however feels safe and right for you, you're gonna be able to stand in your power and resolve these you know, emotional energy that can be really maybe even bringing up some anxiety to have to deal with this. But the resolution is coming together for the month of May for you guys. Okay, so I know some of you may be pregnant in this group especially, but we are going to ask the angel answers cards. We are going to ask them what, you know, is pregnancy in the cards in general for my group 2. So let's see. Pregnancy, is this a group for pregnancy? This says not the right time. Interesting. Okay, so for those of you who are not pregnant already, again, I stand by the fact many of you guys are pregnant. I'm going to pull another card because I'm curious why it's not the right time. For many of you, pregnancy might be pushed off. For those of you who aren't already pregnant, it might be pushed off because of all of this resolution needing to happen, like you needing to feel safer in the situation or needing to feel more organized. Let's see why. Let's ask, why is it not the right time? What message wants to come through about this? So there's definitely energy here. Compromise. So we have compromise. So there's something that has to be reconciled. We have reconciliation. We also have the personal issue reaching resolution. So it's almost as though this resolution has to happen in order for the timing to be right for some of you. That message did want to come through and kind of, you know, let us know and let me know that if this aligns with you, it may not be the right time. If you're actually saying, should I do this in May? For some of you, it may resonate to wait, right? So I think that's really important. Some of you are gonna say, nope, like this personal issue has already been resolved. So it's very dependent on that energy, and you'll know for yourself, of course, you know, if it is the right time or not. So timing is key for this group as well. But I do feel for those of you who are already pregnant, because I know you know who you are, congratulations. And you know, this is resolving itself. Take it easy, and self-care for this whole group is going to be really important for this month. Don't take too much on, because you're really almost being guided and like funneled towards a certain first step to slowly gain your momentum back. So I hope this reading was helpful to you all. Don't forget to comment below. Let me know that you chose pile 2, and if you would like to share kind of what this might be or how this pertains to you, or even just if you found it helpful, I would love that. I do respond to the comments and read them all, so I love hearing from you guys. Also, if this did resonate with you and you like my energy, I would love it if you consider subscribing to our channel, joining our family of celestial beings, and hit that like button because it does help my channel out. That's gonna do it for this reading though. Hope to see you back again soon. Bye for now. Hello celestial beings who chose pile number 3 with the Chevron Amethyst on it. I'm gonna set your stone aside right over here by the larger amethyst so that we can dive into your tarot cards first, before I do that, I just want to let you know at the end we will be pulling from my Angel Answers deck. So if you're not familiar with this deck, this is more of like a yes or no, you know, ask kind of like a specific question deck. So we'll ask specifically for this group the general energy, if yes or no you will get pregnant this month, in case that is a question you want to ask directly. All the messages still apply though, so don't go off of just that question, because it's tricky with tarot. There's not always a yes or no, you know, answer when it comes to these general readings, especially since there's so much energy, but that's okay because we're gonna get plenty of messages otherwise. So let's dive into the tarot cards first. We have the Eight of Wands, so we'll be reading these facing you. We have the Magician. Ooh, okay. We have the Ten of Swords, Page of Swords, and lastly we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. So Page of Swords and Seven of Wands are in reverse, facing you guys. So, okay. Something is rushing towards you to provide some information, to get you the information you need. This is a very, I feel like for all piles, there's a lot of momentum here. So it's going to be important for this group to really direct this momentum in a way, in a conscious way. So sometimes we're kind of relying on divine timing or relying on, you know, higher forces. For this group, I think it's going to be really powerful for you to actually set intentions, maybe even work with the new moon or the full moon energies, depending on kind of what you're feeling guided to, especially. But I mean, the full moon's great in general. If you align with that, I definitely consider that. If the full moon has already passed, you can work with the new moon energy as well to kind of help you reset and to manifest, basically. The Magician card specifically though is letting me know that really this whole month is going to be very powerful for you when setting intentions and manifestations. Currently, I'm not seeing definite pregnancy for this group, although this could just be that the messages currently are kind of like wanting to focus on something else first. But with the Magician, I almost feel as though for those of you who have been using your magic, working your magic, setting intentions, maybe you've already done that, I feel as though you are getting what you want this month, okay? If it has been specifically pregnancy, there's a good chance that that is going to manifest this month. You're just very much aligned with your energy. Your manifestations are coming in this month almost like very quickly. Like you're going to be like, you almost go from not receiving anything to suddenly like getting a lot all at once in the month of May. All right, with the Ten of Swords right at the center though, I feel that there's some misalignment or feeling, you know what it is? Okay. I'm getting, the message just kind of came in, you know, the clear cognizance where it's just like, you understand all of a sudden. There's a lot of doubt in your thoughts. I feel like you're processing everything at a very logical level, which is kind of disconnecting you from your inner truth. And you know, this is something we all do either from time to time or just as human beings in general. We tend to go to our brains a lot to try to figure every single thing out, right? So just as kind of a suggestion or tip, I feel like the cards are kind of letting you know manifestation really comes from a place of inner feeling and aligning with that. And I know it can be hard. It's like, it could be so hard to turn off that monkey brain. Like we're just constantly going with our brains. We use it a lot to survive in society. Like it's a necessity. But there's a message here of like, you know, especially with the Ten of Swords, it's almost like you feel like you've reached a peak of like mental processing where you're just like, oh, it's too much. I'm exhausted. Like I just need a break from my mind, almost as though you're overthinking things. And that might be a really good place to start this month with manifestation. So in other words, you don't have to figure it out. Like that's kind of the message. It's like, you don't have to figure it out. You can set your intention and you can put it out there and you don't have to figure out how it's going to happen. That is what I feel your spirit guides like want to, like they're trying to tell you, because you may be exhausting yourself trying to figure it out. And I see that also with the Page of Swords is like, trying to get all the information, trying to get all the answers, it kind of can just feel overwhelming mentally. Meanwhile, a lot of the stuff that you're putting out there is working its way in. I almost feel like you'll speed up receiving all of this stuff once you kind of set aside the figuring out aspect of it. Sometimes it's good to see if you can let the answer come to you without any effort at all. So that's like a good practice of rather than, you know, when you, okay, for example, you know, when you are like, what's that actor's name? Like, what's that person's name? Like, I know it, it's in my brain somewhere, and you're trying to remember their name. The more you try, the harder it gets. The more it feels like the name is just like slipping away out into like the void and you can't get to it. But if you kind of just let it go and you're like, you know what, I'll remember it later or it'll come to me, all of a sudden the name is just like there and you're like, oh yeah, it's this person or whatever. That's kind of how manifestation works, right? It's like the more we try to think of the answer, the more it kind of like slips away from us. But if we're just like, you know what, I'm gonna get it, the answer's gonna come to me, I know it, like I know the answer's out there. And this could be like a choice you're making to move forward with pregnancy, however that applies to you. And I always say in these readings, like everyone who watches these is kind of like in a different stage of their pregnancy journey. Some people are, you know, they're not even sure they want to get pregnant, or they're just curious like what's kind of happening this month as that relates to it. So wherever you're at is kind of where you can apply these messages. I don't want to assume where anybody's at, but I try to do my best to kind of give like a variety of ways this could appear. But if you're trying to figure out, you know, the how to wanting to get pregnant, or yeah, something related to that, the answer is almost getting kind of pushed away with a lot of thoughts, and it's easier said than done, of course. So no shade, because you know, we're all there, we're human beings, so we all have that. But Spirit wanted to come through with that message for this group. I do want to go into Seven of Wands a little bit more, so I do like to kind of pull some more tarot cards for my groups to see what else comes through. All right, what else does group 3 need to know about the Seven of Wands? 10 of Cups. I'm hearing kind of like you don't want to get your hopes up about how it's gonna feel. King of Cups and the Sun. Oh, there's a message here. It's so beautiful. I just like the combination, and it's kind of confirming what I was gonna say. Is there's part of you, I feel like, that doesn't want to get your hopes up about meeting for some of you, this is meeting that perfect partner, the King of Cups, a romantic partner, being super, super happy. Like there's a part of you that doesn't want to embody that or align with that, because it's a little scary to fully dream of that and then not like get the full picture. But that message is coming through to really embrace the happy emotional times. And if they're not here yet, to allow yourself to dream of them, to allow yourself to imagine what that would be like. Because we can imagine and still experience those emotions and feelings. This is going to be a month to really do that, to really set those intentions. If you're trying to create the perfect family life, perfect partner relationship, I mean, the sun, it's just the sun shining on you, your family. This card too, with the 10 of Cups, we're not seeing it in this particular deck, but it usually has a family at the bottom, rainbows around the top, and them just kind of their arms up towards the sun, embracing happiness, joyfulness, connection, relationships. Like this is the energy that you are kind of like trying to logic your way to, but instead the cards are saying dream about it, like experience it, be the magician, cast your magic out with the emotion versus with the thought process. Okay. And I do feel, so the Seven of Wands is in reverse. You could see When it's right side up, it's overcoming obstacles. But when I'm seeing it in reverse, particularly for this reading, I'm seeing her blocking herself from receiving, receiving her intuition, receiving her intuitive messages. So keep that in mind. That may not, you know, resonate with everybody. Maybe you're just feeling in a funk this month and you just needed that reminder. You know, it might not be you 24/7, but that was the reminder or the message that wanted to come through with the cards, the tarot cards. Okay, let's dive into the oracle cards. We're ready to go. New battery. Humor. Laugh at yourself, lighten your heart, let nothing steal your happiness. The yellow of this card is also reminding me of the sun, but this is a month, like the month of May is just to remind you, have fun, let your heart just laugh. And I know that's easier said than done, especially when we're like in a funk, but the cards, they do want to, you know, your spirit guides want to remind you that there are happy times ahead, that you're in your manifestation power with the Magician. Like, this is a really great month to kind of just like shake it off, do your best to stay in your high vibrations. You know, maybe it's not 24/7, nobody's perfect, but do your best to just kind of have fun with things, lighten your heart, and maybe see a comedian, joke, make jokes, laugh, hang out with someone who's in high spirits and can kind of boost your mood a little bit so that you're aligning with this, the sun, the King of Cups, all that good stuff. Okay. Okay, we have two at once, both really great cards. Let's start with healing. Oh, it's so beautiful. You're healing, and this is recognizing that healing is a process and it's difficult to do. Sometimes, you know, I don't want to say that like all healing is hard, because then we set that intention and we make it hard. But healing is part of this process as well. Laughter is healing. And also they want to acknowledge, like, we're not going to have all good days all the time anyway. With the 10 of Swords, though, I want to point out that the number 10 is coming to a conclusion. So you may find this month too that you kind of reach the end of a cycle, and actually that's one of the other cards we're about to read. So we'll get into that a little bit later, but just know that the 10s in the tarot cards signify the ending. So this, in this case, this could be an ending of a difficult cycle that is allowing healing to then kind of come through. It says, bless all in need of healing, hope, and love. Spirit, grant us strength and wisdom. Guide us to the path of wellness. So the month of May is guiding you to a path of wellness, which is also telling me set those intentions for who you are healed. Who do you see yourself when you are healed? Who do you see yourself with as this new healed individual? And that's not to say that you were broken before, but you've healed at a deeper level. We're always constantly growing, expanding. And if you want to say healing as well, I would apply that as well to it. I'm also instantly being told to send some heart-centered healing for this group for the month of May to help with this healing process. If you start, oh, I just feel the energy coming in. This is 100%, this is my experience. I honestly, like, this is a daily practice for me, feeling energy. So if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But I just felt this rush of energy come in for you guys, and I want to kind of acknowledge that and also direct that towards you to let you know, if you want to claim it, up to you. Claim it in the comments below. Green hearts. I feel it in my heart chakra specifically. I feel that in the heart. Yeah, I feel blessings coming in through this chakra for you. If you want, I always mention binaural beats are awesome. If you want to Google binaural beats, heart chakra, you can even just do search heart chakra meditations, things like that on YouTube. I love those. They're very healing. Sound is powerful. Sound has a vibration that resonates with your vibrations. So what you're listening to directly affects your mood, your energy levels. So check that out. That can help a lot this month. Okay. All right. So got that out of the way. Again, if you want to claim that healing energy, you could do it in the comments, or you could just do it within yourself, whatever resonates with you. I like to just see, you know, you guys, those of you who resonate with it, who feel, you know, drawn to do that, I like to connect with you as well. But otherwise, yeah, you do you, boo. Okay. Cycles. We are all becoming, wow, that gives me the chills, because I was just mentioning, we're always expanding, growing. Let me show you the card too before I keep reading. But you have these two almost yin and yang dragons in a cycle. Okay, surrender to your changes. Okay, you're changing. That is the 10. It's the end of a cycle. Release your fear. Remember that fear I mentioned? Being afraid that it may not come true if you allow yourself to even believe it or consider it. And then we have trust this powerful process. So it's difficult to just go from, you know, doubt and questioning these things and certain fears, especially if we've had bad experiences that kind of confirm for us, you know, that like our fears got confirmed in our lives. But on this channel, and I personally believe and have experienced that intentions are huge when it comes to coming out of difficult energy cycles, directing our energy. And that's really the message for this group. No matter what stage you are at in your pregnancy journey, is the power of setting your intentions this month, and how amazing that will work for you. Again, maybe not all at once. We have to just kind of trust the process and trust in that. But the healing, I feel you're going to turn a corner with that, with the kind of anxiety that's kind of coming up in your mind. I feel with the right intentions, and also raising your vibration with these higher energies like laughter and happiness, and kind of trying to set an intention to focus on those things in certain ways. Do whatever resonates with you, of course. You know, healing and that process is different for everybody, and it takes time, different amounts of time for everybody. But I do feel for this group this month, this message is coming to you for this specific reason, that yes, you know, you are making strides in that sense. Okay, let's dive into some Moonology cards to see if there are any further messages, anything I missed for my group 3s. Okay, let's see, what did I miss? Is there anything else they need to know about May? We have bring love into the situation. This makes so much sense. Again, with the 10 of Cups, the King of Cups, those love energies. We also talked about lightening your heart. We've been talking about healing the heart chakra. So letting love into the situation, that's going to be what May is all about. Allowing love energy, which really is that highest vibrational energy out there, letting love in. And that is also very much part of healing. I do offer heart-centered healing. So to me, love is a very healing energy. So approaching this month with that energy in mind, and with a goal of that energy in mind, is going to be very healing and powerful for this group. Awesome. Okay, let's see what other messages for my group 3s. I think that's also going to be very powerful for your manifestations as well, seeing as love is a very powerful manifester. Working through your fears with the new moon in Scorpio. We have 2 new moons here as well, so you may want to work with the new moon in May. I believe that the full moon is in Scorpio, but I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it is, but maybe working with the new moon could be very powerful, or working with both. Again, you can do different things depending on the cycle of the moon as well, so maybe throughout the month. I mentioned the whole month of May is going to be very powerful for this group for setting intentions and working magic. So, you know, you may want to do that for, depending on the phase of the moon, set different intentions. Okay, emotions are running high. We actually got 1 extra card for this group. So let's start with emotions are running high with the super moon. This is a very transformative time. I feel, you know, I've mentioned the Ten of Swords a few times and how that is kind of the conclusive energy, the conclusion of a transformative time or a cycle where you're kind of reaching the peak of something in order to release it finally and shift into a new mindset or energy. Of course, emotions are running high as you're healing this. We mentioned working through fears as well as bringing love in this situation. This is really the guidance here, is that the only way to heal, to release, is to face these fears or ask ourselves about what these fears are, and then using love to work through them, release them. So of course emotions are going to be running high, but I also am hearing that, you know, the reason we're feeling these strong emotions this month in particular is because we are needing to face these fears, work through them, and heal them. That's why we're kind of faced with this type of a cycle, you know, is to give us the opportunity to work through them. And this is going to happen really fast. I feel like there's almost like a catalyst this month that forces, you know, group 3, kind of like pushing you through this whole healing process to really, I want to say, like flush out these emotions and work through them, you know, even faster. And we have nothing is yet set in stone. So this is reminding us that I kind of said at the beginning of this reading, but, you know, in some cases, destiny is at play where, you know, things are already kind of planned for us and we're waiting for divine timing. With the readings, that the message kind of comes through, like you kind of have to take a step back, wait for divine timing, etc. You know, wait for our guides to really give the answer, for the answer to be revealed. In this case, I'm hearing that like this group is more influential in how this plays out. Again, because this is a month for you guys to really set intention. So you are the magic maker this month. Nothing is set in stone. So that's amazing, because that kind of is like an open-ended question of, you know, what will happen. You get to really decide this month how you want to set those intentions. It's almost like the universe is listening this month to hear what you really want, for you to claim that energy, to really align with it, and then kind of be open to receiving it, if that makes sense. So it's an important time to set those intentions, or they could be set for you, but you're being given the opportunity to set them for yourself this month. So that's a really powerful energy. Again, you guys got an extra Moonology card. So I feel like Supermoon, emotions are running high, but you could actually use that emotional energy. There's an energy behind your emotions that are powerful with Supermoon, and you can use those to really set the intention, work your magic, and make some powerful things happen. And if that's pregnancy, then this would be a good month to kind of set that intention as well. Let's finish up though, because we haven't really gotten a strong answer for this group on, you know, yes or no, pregnancy, yes or no. Is it manifesting this month? Let's ask the question to the Angel Answers cards. The other piles I kind of knew one way or the other for the majority or the general reading, but for this one, I feel like it could go either way for this particular group. But let's see what the Angel Answers cards want to say. Will group 3 get pregnant this month? Let's see. So a few cards want to come out, but I feel like they're thinking about it. All right. In the near future. Wow. And I do feel this to be a strong possibility. So I almost feel like this might be end of the month. Maybe it's not this month, a definite this month for everybody, but it's very soon, which is telling me that's why, you know, setting the intentions is so important. It's in the near future. Let's just see one more card. I feel like big, happy changes. Oh, it's time to get excited. Sorry, it really is time to get excited about the future. You know, at the cards, Spirit is confirming that through this card especially. It's time to get excited. I mean, even this image is actually how it kind of describes what the Ten of Cups usually looks like. For those of you who know the Tower, you know what I'm talking about. There are arms outstretched, right? And welcoming in this energy, this amazing, these blessings, really. So I want to say it's time to really open and state your intention, state what you want to receive. It's going to be a good time for that. And the sun is shining on this group. The sun is really shining on this group. And I feel like it's kind of like claiming it, being ready for it, and dreaming. Like I mentioned before, you know, not doubting or questioning as much as just dreaming about it and enjoying the idea of it, because that aligns you with the physical manifestation of it. So super exciting, however that looks. I know for many of you that is family, that is romantic relationship, partnership, connections, and pregnancy as well. So this is on your horizon. Nothing is set in stone though. So remember, you know, claiming it, writing it down, meditating on it, or even just stating it to yourself while you're taking a shower or whatever, or on a nice nature walk in the woods, however you feel you connect with spirit. Yeah, take time to just kind of have a conversation with spirit, asking for these things, saying you're ready for them, ready to receive them. And that is on the horizon for you guys. Okay, group 3, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to comment below. Let me know either that you chose the pile 3. I'd love to know, and chat with me in the comments if you want to share other things, or even if it was helpful. I'd love to know that too, just so I know that, you know, these readings are helpful and working for you guys. And if you do align with my energy, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and we'd love to have you join the family of celestial beings. Otherwise, give this video a big thumbs up. That really helps my channel out. But that's gonna do it for this reading. I hope to see you back again soon. So glad to be back and doing readings again, of course. So can't wait to see you guys again soon. That's gonna do it for this one. Bye for now.